Hello Libra, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Libra, I'm going to do a little snapshot of you, my friends. I'm going to use the archetype deck to do that. And then we're going to go into, I think I'm going to use the Tarot of Positive Clarity. So let's get started, Libra. Let's take a little snapshot of my Librans, my scales of cosmic justice. All right, Libra, let's see. Let's take a look-see here. Libra. I feel like you might be struggling with a compulsive need to keep moving on, whatever that means. So maybe you started like a reading like this, a video, and you're like, I'll watch for 2 minutes and I gotta move on. Maybe you're moving on a lot. Maybe you're moving a lot. I don't know. It's underlined as a compulsive need to keep moving on. Who you really are. It's interesting. It's the gambler in the reverse here. Where you're relying on luck rather than hard work. So I don't know. Maybe right now. But keep moving on. But right, isn't that interesting? Like, so maybe there's something here that I'm picking up on that you should continue to work at. Like, I'm seeing the Knight of Pentacles. I'm seeing like this really slow moving, methodical Taurus energy. And it, like, I'm seeing it because I feel like it's an energy that would be really, really beneficial to you. It's really, this energy is so fascinating, actually. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of having fun, like, doing like a bit of these. I've been studying the reversals, well, in the tarot. And it's taken me a long time to want to really get into it, because when you truly look at the reversals of tarot, like, a lot of readers will just say, well, it's the opposite of what it is, but it's not. A lot of times it's not. And in some cases, the card can indicate that it is much worse than, anyway. So the underlines, if you know me, I would usually just like hold the deck up and turn this to be upright. But I'm just going to I want to get into deeper shit into all of us here. So we're going to pull off the scabs and we're going to go in really deep. Okay. So, servant, delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. And then saboteur, but it's in the upright. These are in the upright. Highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. Oh, isn't that interesting? Because like serving other people, that is not necessarily kind of like standing out from the crowd. Highlight your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to you. Could have been something that you did that was in service to others here in your life in some capacity. But I kind of want to say you might have been seeing how you were self-sabotaging yourself. Or recognizing that you could also serve, something that you want to do for you in the same capacity. You don't always have to be in the shadows. And then child divine, innocence, purity, and redemption suggests a special connection with the divine. I kind of want to say something happened here in your life where you had a bit of a eureka moment and you kind of realized, you know what, I'm doing a lot for other people. I'm sabotaging myself here. It's funny, right? Like, I pick up on that with Libra. There's always that struggle to maintain a balance in relationships. And I think there's definitely something coming up here and then it's like you kind of connect with your own little inner child there. But then martyr in the reverse, I kind of want to say that's probably not protecting the inner child. Addiction to self-pity. And then victim comes in, but it comes in the, I feel like I'm on this roller coaster with you. All right. So addiction to self-pity. Your inner child is happy and having a good time in a world surrounded by crocodiles, alligators, some fucking shit. And then, so addiction to self-pity. Oh, woe is me. But then you get victim in the light, and it's almost like you're saying, you know what? No, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to let myself be a victim here of this situation, whatever that is. And I'm not going to victimize others. Just get your feet out of the cold water. You won't be so cold if you get your feet out of the cold water. But then you got pioneer in the reverse. It's almost like, oh, now I'm just going to move on. I'm just going to move on. I'm going to move on. But see, because I kind of getting that here with the gambler in the reverse, relying on luck rather than hard work. I don't want to say that you're not a hard worker. Like that's, it can kind of laugh kind of like snarky. These cards in the reverse, right? It's like, you know what? I don't know, maybe you are. But anyways, I think it does come off a little bit without feeling there. I'm not saying that you don't rely on hard work. I want to say that I feel like you might be feeling like you've had bad luck lately. And maybe the bad luck you are feeling like is like, well, maybe I shouldn't do this, or maybe, I don't know. It does look like to me you've had a little bit about a bout of bad luck. And so that's kind of how you're feeling. You're feeling like I'm in this bad luck. It doesn't matter how much work I put, but it does matter. It does matter how much. And if you've got this compulsive need to keep moving on, maybe you leave something or you move away from something before it really has time to become the something that you want it to be, or even like you. Okay, how others perceive you. So now this is interesting too. You have monk nun in the reverse. Negative judgment of the physical world. Excess piety. Did I say that right? Yeah. Piety. Pious. So it must be piety. Piety. Yeah, I don't know. You know, you're excessively... You got to be careful how I say that word. It might come out wrong. Almost becoming a little... This to me is someone who becomes way too spiritual and righteous. And the world is like, ugh, everyone around me is just a mess. I have the connection to spirit. Yeah, you did. Back over here with Child Divine. And then you became a martyr. I wonder if becoming a martyr, you become angry at the world, right? Because self-pity, it just almost becomes a way of everything that doesn't go right. Wow. The world is a shit. I'm trying to say shit show, but it's coming out shih tzu. So maybe you have a shih tzu, or you should get one and cuddle it. But it's a long-term commitment. So be sure you're ready for it and get them spayed or neutered too. Negative judgment of the physical world. I don't know. So I do feel like, oh, this world, this and that and this. Others are maybe perceiving you negatively. Relying on luck. Right? I can hardly wait to pull out tarot cards. Okay, what people misunderstand about you. So now this is interesting. Mediator. And that's in a light. So, I'm going to pull tarot cards. What is the misunderstanding here? Gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life. Respect for both sides of an argument. The shadow, negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. Now, that's an interesting one here, because it's sitting in the misunderstanding. So, I kind of feel like it's a misunderstanding about some type of ability to mediate something here in your own life. Maybe you are good at mediating things in other facets of life. Is there not respect for both sides of an argument? Oh, again, tarot. Okay. How this affects you in relationship? Radiates the regal feminine. Uses her benevolent authority to protect others. You know, there's a really good part of you here. I don't know what to say. I do. There's such a good part to you here. And it feels like you're, I don't know, get your feet out of the cold water. And I feel like you might back away from things or move away from things or excessively, I don't know, right? Like excessively move around. Compulsive need to keep moving on. The light of the pioneer is a passion for doing and creating what has been done before. What has not been done before. I feel like there's something here that hasn't been done before. Excuse me. I'm already fighting allergies here. But the thing is, when you're doing something that's never been done before, there usually has to be a bit of an investment in that. And I kind of feel like, because you could be ahead of your time, people may not understand it initially, and it might take a little bit of time to kind of become popular or become something that people can recognize and understand more fully. Okay, I get this feeling that there's something going on for you where you have possibly created or come up with an idea or yeah, and I'm going to say with the pioneering the verse, it's definitely that. And I don't know, this actually could have even been something to help other people from being victimized. Interesting, right? Like it could be a book, it could be your own story. But you could also be telling it in a way that no one else has ever thought of telling it this way, right? But it could take a hot minute for that to catch on. And you could just look at it and go, you know what? It's just my bad luck. It's just always my bad luck. It never works out. I'm going to move on. It's not worth it. But it's this hard work. It's following through. I feel like with something that you really believe in that's not been done before. But the problem with that is it's not really a problem, but maybe the mental problem with that based on what's going on physically around you. Oh, the world doesn't get it yet. Whatever it is, the world doesn't get it yet. I don't know what it is. Because how others are perceiving you is maybe being mad at the world because nobody gets this. This is so spiritual. And it could be something spiritual because it feels like, right, it's supported by the victim energy in the upright. You're not going to be a victim here, and you're not going to let others be victims. Or you're not going to victimize people. Okay, it's bringing me back to here because I'm kind of like, well, this energy is really funny because yet in the relationship, the effect that you have on a relationship with others, it's beautiful. It's kind of like using your benevolent authority to protect others. I don't know, whatever your original idea was on something. Original idea, new business, I don't know. But I kind of want to say there's some things that just take time. Oh, and one of the other things I wanted to say is, depending on how ahead of your time you are on something, this is just my advice, but it was flashed in front of my eyes when I was holding those two up, the pioneer and the gambler in the reverse together. And, like let's say you have a new idea for a motorized bicycle or something like that. And you're manufacturing it in a way that it is incredibly cost effective, and a lot of people that can no longer afford, full-size cars for transportation. Like, I don't know, there's something that you've done here, right? But it's odd, it's different, and people may not recognize it for what it could be at first. So this reading is not to tell you that you shouldn't take on other projects, or that, like let's say you quit your job, you remortgaged your house, and you took all that money and time and you created this. And the idea was it was going to just take off. So I'm not telling you that you should now go and remortgage your cottage or something like that. Or, like, I'm kind of telling you that, maybe you should get a job, part-time job or something like that continues to support your financial needs. Why? I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm saying it for someone. It's like, get something here that supports your financial needs while something else that's like ahead of its time takes off. I don't know. That's really specific. Because the relationship you have, the effect you have on people, and even yourself here is really positive. Some type of authority here. Don't lose sight of that. What's your untapped potential? Wow, child magical. Oh, interesting, because you had the child in the upright, child divine, but then we went into martyr. Addicted to self-pity. What happens when the child goes into shadow? Oh, an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. Addicted to self-pity, the martyr. Compulsive need to keep moving on. Victim. Could be too, like when something doesn't work out in your favor, you feel like, I just got to get the fuck out of here. Well, I mean, depends on what it is. Like, right, if you're not safe, then maybe you should. But, it's just a general reading. Because your untapped potential is seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things. The belief that everything is possible. I know. I'm just reading the cards. Hey, I'm human and fallible too. Okay. Let's go into the tarot. Who you truly are. Right now, you're the gambler in reverse. Relying on luck rather than hard work. You could have had like some lucky streaks in life too. And maybe not had to work as hard as you do now for something. Big bird. The Three of Cups. Yeah, you're a good time. People like getting together with you. You are somebody from people's past too, I want to say. That's who you are. There could be something here too where you're just relying on luck to get together with some people. This card though always, I don't know what, I just feel like this is almost like a group of friends and you've been talking with them, right? And whatever it is, like let's say, you know what, I'm going to start that bicycle shop. And they're like, yeah, you go and do it, yeah. But it's almost like wanting to get that approval. And then when the project or the goal in life isn't panning out as you'd hoped in the timeline that you had hoped, it's almost like there might be some sort of desire to do something to get this approval. It's funny how that's coming out, but I do feel like there's something going on here that it's ahead of your time, or you're ahead of your own time here. How others perceive you. The monk nun in the shadow. I don't know, maybe physically judging the world harshly. We already talked about this with my allergies, Larry. You're sitting on the nun. You put your little tush right on the nun there, boober. Here. You want to sit here. Lay there. Yeah, good boy. Lay there. Yeah, okay. Thank you. What? No kiss. I gave you churros. That's his treat. The Five of Wands. I love you, honey. Say hi. Say hi and bye. There's Larry in all his beauty. He's like, yeah, look at me. Look at me. I'm a big boy. Okay. Others perceive you. I don't know. Is maybe being aggressive with the world. Like, I don't know. You could be going through a little bit of a cycle here where you're like, oh, the world. It's all negative. Nothing works out. Not feeling any luck here. Mediator. How most people. The Three of Swords. Most people misunderstand about you. Oh, it's like, well, I'll tell you full on. People misunderstand your heart. People misunderstand about any sort of pain that you have in your heart or any sort of thing that you've been through here. And perhaps because of that, it is impossible for you to negotiate something fairly here. Gosh, yeah, okay, that's really extreme. But I'm kind of being shown that, oh my gosh, this is such a weird scenario. But I'm being shown someone who's sitting like at the, on the judge's, I'm going to call it the deck. It's not the table. It's not the judge's, where the judge sits on the podium thing or whatever the hell it is. But it's like the victim has been put as the judge. Or this person who's been heartbroken. Well, the victim, it's almost like, let's say somebody did something to you, okay? And it's almost as if the universe has put you in the position to be judge and jury. And it's like, well, that's not going to be fair. Like, how am I supposed to do that? So I don't know. I don't even know how this comes in to that. But that's what this feels like. Because I feel like because this, even though this is in the upright, the light, because it's the misunderstanding, to me it feels like people may think that you are not negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. But the thing is, it's like, well, you don't understand. Like this, I can't be the one to judge, I don't know, whatever caused you the Three of Swords. Like if people think you're placing some type of unfair judgment here, it's because they don't understand what happened. Or what's happened to you. How this affects your relationships. We got the Queen. Wow, the Ten of Pentacles. I don't know. It affects relationships really, really well. I just want to say that, though. It's kind of funny. Your untapped potential here is child magical. So you originally tapped into child divine. Innocence, purity, and redemption suggest a special connection with the divine. All right? There's been some water under the bridge since then. And now your untapped potential is taking that energy and seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things. Well, I kind of want to say even uncomfortable situations and scenarios that seem like, well, this is impossible. How am I supposed to navigate this? The belief that everything is possible. Now, the shadow of it, so let's look at the shadow, because if this is your untapped potential, maybe you're sitting a bit in the shadow. Pessimism, depression, and disbelief in miracles. Believing that energy and action are not required for growth. Interesting. Energy and action. That it's just about luck. It's not. You know, one of the things that I struggle with when I do readings, and it is a message to convey to people, because a lot of times people will come to readings, they want to know their future. They want to know if this is going to happen. They want to know if they're going to do that, or they want to, I'm like, you have freedom of choice. I'm just reading the way the energy is right now. I think a lot of people discount their freedom of choice, the actions that they take, and what results they get based on that. Not everything is written in stone. You're here to write your life. isn't that interesting? Are you here to write your life? Or are you here to write your life? Well, that's not supposed to be Egyptian. Well, the scales, right? Like RIGHT, make it right. Where are you going to write it? Could be both. Oh, I didn't pull a card yet. Oh, the Tower. Wow, this is... I kind of want to say it is breaking something down here that you've built up around yourself. Seven of Wands, Justice, Four of Cups, Knight of Wands, Seven of Cups, and then the Hanged Man in the upright. Attaining a new perspective. It's funny, I don't know if you hear that, like the dog barking. And the dog barking, I don't know why. It's coming through, it's like one of the tea leaf oracle decks. It's coming out like a friend nearby thinking of you. I think that's what it is in the tea leaf. Dog barking, a close friend thinking of you, or a far off friend thinking of you, something like that. That means. Who you truly are. Okay. Three of Cups. Relying on luck. Six of Pentacles. Four of Cups. I don't know. And the Four of Swords in the reverse. You know, I think there is something here where if there's an opportunity that you've wanted, or some people you want to get together with, or... There is something here about not recognizing how much power your own effort has in your life. How much power your own effort creates in the storyline of your life. You know, I did a reading. It's coming up. It was a Gemini reading. I think I think it was in the extended that it came out, like a while ago, like a year or more ago. And in this extended reading, well, you know, I can't, maybe it was on YouTube. But anyways, this reading, oh bless you, you're sneezing too. Yeah, I know it's allergies, huh? It's Mary sneezing. It sounds so funny. So, in this reading, because I'm kind of picking up a bit of this energy here, it was telling Gemini, it said, there's some major paths here and some doors that you were really meant to open. And you're not. It's like you're making a choice not to go down that path or not to open these doors. But they're part of your destiny. And you would say, well, you just said, Cindy, like I can do whatever I want. You can. But it's almost like some people feel like it's just going to come to me. It'll just come to me. And if it's my destiny, it'll come. And they do say, like, if it is meant for you, it'll come to you. But I think if you can't be bothered to get out of the chair, I'm not saying that you're not getting out of the chair, but I'm just saying, like, it's almost like I feel like I'm speaking for the universe. Well, if you can't be bothered to get out of the chair, I mean, we got to meet halfway. It's like when one of the pets is being kind of lazy. I'm like, look what I got for you. And they want me to bring it right to them. I'm like, yo, come on. Yeah, this treat is destined for you. But you got to come and you got to meet me halfway here. You've got to meet me halfway on that. I'm picking that up with the universe here. And maybe some of you will get frustrated and angry and say, I've been putting in so much effort for the longest time. And I want to say this is probably not your reading. I mean, because it's right. I'm not telling you that you have. So, how others perceive you. Five of Wands. I don't know. It is combative. At the Eight of Cups in the reverse. kind of a funny energy. I mean, a little bit of like shit or get off the pot, but being maybe defensive about it. I really do feel like for some of you, you're sitting kind of at a cusp of like either walking away from an idea or a goal that you had for yourself, but feeling upset about it. What most people misunderstand about you, this is very interesting. The mediator with the Three of Swords. The Ten of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles. Just so, the 10 and the Ace came out in the reverse. The Three of Pentacles, the Three of Swords is in the upright. You have the Three of Swords twice in the same spot. I don't think people understand the level of emotional pain that something puts you through. And it's, I think it's the emotional pain that something puts you through more than anything. And looking at this mediator as a misunderstanding, because it's almost kind of like, I feel now with these cards that have come out, that there's a sense of self-sacrifice here. There's a sense of self-sacrifice. People don't understand how much you sacrifice or how much you've sacrificed. They don't understand to what extent you perhaps also negotiate fairness in your personal and professional life. And how much of an emotional sacrifice that is for you. God, it almost is like, the way this has come through, it almost is like someone who is sitting on as judge and jury, and the person who's being presented to the court is the person who did something to you, like it's, yeah. But how this affects you, I don't know. Whatever you're struggling with, though, like you in relationships, it's good, though. The regal feminine, use your benevolent authority to protect others. The Six of Wands in the upright, like it's, I don't know what to say. It's so fascinating, this energy. I want to say, I feel like this energy is also saying, like, God has your back here as well. You could be in the process of materializing or painting a picture for yourself that, like, how your life could even end up, but you may not even be aware of it at this point. Your untapped potential. Oh my God, it's like half the deck is balanced on my wrist. That there. All right, so we got the World and the Seven of Swords. I feel like the Seven of Swords came out first, but there's something here of yourself that you hide to the detriment of yourself. And you also don't understand or realize the impact that you make on personal relationships around you. And what is this meant for? Eight of Wands, Six of Swords. I feel like there's something that you wish for yourself, or you have been. It almost feels like you've gotten as close as you feel you can get to it. And that the universe has got to bring the rest of it towards you. You've moved the mountain as far as you can move the mountain. the universe needs to move the rest of the mountain. That's what this underline. Oh, no, that's not the underline. That's the rest of this child magical. Oh, believe that everything is possible. Oh, then maybe the universe is going to move the mountain. No. King Cups, Devil, Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords, the Devil. Oh, that's a bad combination. It's just the worst spot for the devil to be. Well, it's the favorite spot for the devil to be, but in our heads, right? That's the best spot for the devil to be in our heads. Even when that happens, even when the devil is in your head, to try to keep your emotional cool with the King of Cups. Try to keep your emotional cool. Well, Libra, that was a reading. That was a big reading. I'm going to go to the extended. I'm going to see what cycle are you exiting and what cycle are you entering. And how can you start tapping into this untapped potential here, which is something about seeing the sacred beauty in everything around you. The belief that honestly everything is possible. Well, that's kind of scary because bad things happen too. That's going. Thank you so much, Libra. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.